Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer and I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the leg of the site, the tier 2 blue emote in chat. If you are currently a subscriber to the Build with Baer Workshop, you can throw those emotes in the chat and then I will respond by saying hello. You can just say hi. You can use other people's emotes. You could be a lurker if that's how you want to be. We've got Aristocrat here. We got Ghost Valve here. We got Lashbrook here. This is a great crew. I'm moving this. It's just shining a light in there. Someday I will figure out a better spot to put my overhead light. Lord Crashton says, hey Pat, hey Lord Crashton. Ghost Valve says almost a year. 24 months is 2 years. Ghost Valve, thank you so much for your continued support. Appreciate it so much. Let's throw the Bear Cave Legos, set them out in the chat as well as a thank you to Ghost Valve. Ghost Valve, thank you so much. Appreciate you very much for that. 24 months is a lot of months. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Speaking of subscribers, we are currently at 37 out of 40 subscribers. The goal is 40. I shut up about it at 40. You know where those are. Would love to get to 40 subscribers. You could be the first person to gift a sub in the month of May, because it is May. It's no longer gonna be. It is May. John is here. Welcome, John. Happy to have you here. But yeah, it's a new month. Harold's here too. Hi, Harold. We've got a great crew already on a Monday. But yeah, we're at 37 subscribers. The goal is to get to 40. Love to get to 40 sometime this month. Love to get to 40 at some point before. Oh, and well, we got one more. We're closer. John just gifted a sub to Legendary Disappointment, which is... and then also Harold says, got to get Bitsboard started with 50 bits. Thank you so much, Harold. Cha-ching. Can I just say, Legendary Disappointment was my nickname in college. I only went to college for 1 year. Follow up. I got jokes, everybody. Yeah. I also have that sound effect, which I never use. So it's new. I got rid of the toilet flush because I only use that for bad jokes from Ironhide the Fourth, and we don't need that. But yeah, all right, we got our bits already. We got one sub already. John is at the top of the sub leaderboard. We're now at 38 subscribers. The goal is to get to 40. Lord Crashton also wants to start off the new month, new song. It's time for the new dance song. Thank you for using your channel points for this jam. I may edit that song so it doesn't have as much of a build-up as it does, because I like it when it gets to the do part there. So I'm probably going to edit that. You'll know, I don't know, tomorrow, if you press the button tomorrow during the stream. Harold wants me to ring the bell. Here's the bell. I rang that bell. Thank you very much for using your channel points for the bell ringing. I'm going to say up the top of the stream, because I usually do it in the middle or the end, or I forget completely. Hey, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm playing Persona 4 Golden with mods. I have downloaded one new mod since the last time I played it. We still haven't fished. I'm at the point in the game now where you can start buying things on Sunday on the home shopper. So eventually I will get a fishing pole, and then I can fish. That's really what I'm doing in that game, is I want to get to the fishing because there's a mod for the fishing and I want to see that mod. We've seen most of the other mods in the game. I'm going to retweet my tweet as we get into working on some legs here, so we get a few more friends to join us tonight. But yeah, that's kind of like, hey, we're going to be very easy in dungeons, because not only, if you haven't seen that stream, me stream that game, not only do I have Persona 4 Golden mods going, I also have edited my save file. So I'm incredibly powerful. We've saved Kanji, and then I spent all the days until Kanji is able to be in your game, because you're not supposed to beat the dungeon the first time you show up in a one-shot. So I had to wait around a little bit. I've hung out with some friends and moved some storylines along. Also, since the last time I streamed, I met the shitty kid. That could be a lot of people. Um, I met the sad boy whose sister died, and like no one is helping this kid. And like it would be good of me to befriend the young sad boy to get to a point where he could laugh again and feel like a human being, because everyone is just tiptoeing around it. I have not made friends with the sad boy yet. I also have not made friends with the kid that needs a tutor. And I have not made friends with the stepmom that just does not seem to be making any effort at all with her stepson. Um, I haven't met her. I haven't met the old lady, which I have to at some point. I have to meet the old lady because I got to help the old lady to help out the fox. And I have not met the teasing nurse. I was looking for the right descriptor for the nurse. I have not met the teasing nurse yet. But you know. Crazy says, I might start that next after finishing Final Fantasy 12. Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, look, I love Persona 4. It is one of my top 10 video games of all time. Golden I enjoy because I like Marie. I think she's a fine enough character and an addition to the game. I like the gardening because it is an activity you can do with, like, especially if you're not cheating like me and you're, like, stuck and you can't progress your storyline at night with, like, your uncle or your little cousin. You can, at the very least, garden with them. And I think that's like a fine enough activity because at least it puts the two of them together. And that's nice. So you can at least do that. Of course, since I have completely modified my save file, my expression and all that is maxed out. My bravery, my courage, all that is maxed out. So I'm doing good. I have not been to the meat dimension yet, though. We'll have to do that at some point. But of course, we haven't even been introduced to two characters. Well, we've been introduced to the young boy detective, but we haven't like helped figure out this young boy, young girl detective. We have not made friends with them, and of course, we also haven't met our idol yet either. But yeah, I'm having a good time in that. We're going to do that tomorrow. That's going to be fun. I just wanted to do something. Well, one, I was planning on doing it previously, and then Power Wash Simulator had an update, so we did that 2 weeks ago. And then last Tuesday, I built model kits because on Monday, I played Jackbox Party Pack Jackbox games with Loading Ready Run, so I didn't have my regular stream. It's so, like, I was figuring out the first half of my May schedule, and it's just me streaming on my own channel, and it was really fun to go hang out with other people. That was quite enjoyable to be on other streams last week, and to, get ready for the Plastic Model Weekender and do all that. But also, it's kind of nice that I don't have anything, and I can just focus on my own streams. Probably going to have to figure out a new video game to play, though. Probably going to need to figure something out because we might do another old wrestling watching show. We'll probably do another wrestling thing, WWE 2K23. We'll probably do that, and we'll probably do one that I'll pre-record the videos for instead of doing doing them live. Although it was fun to do them live, but I'll probably pre-tape those again because it's easier. Let's see. We could do 2 of these at a time, but we only need 1 of them. For now, let's keep working on our leg here. We'll have some stickers to apply in a minute as well. Speaking of the Plastic Model Weekender, thank you to anyone that tuned in, or the mythical final release for the AW game. Yeah, crazy. Like, look, when the AW game launches, I will acquire it. I will purchase it or wish list it and figure something out. I don't think I'm at the point where I can get a code from them. I can certainly request. I do know who to talk to request one, but I do not know if that is going to go through. But I would like to cover that game, but I also am not planning around it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be like, okay, well, I know in this month I'll be able to play that game because that's just unrealistic at this point. But at some point, I will cover that game. Um, Plastic Model Weekender. We raised over $17,000 collectively during that weekend for the Cure Alzheimer's Fund in 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that's very impressive. I'm very happy about that. And that's like not a final number because it's still like the merch sales and stuff still have to kind of like be calculated properly. Nathan, welcome. Happy to have you here. So between the 2 years that Jason Bad Gunpla, who organizes the event, he ran a smaller thing called Mechanicore 24, 24 hours. And then Plastic Model Weekender 2021, 22, and 23. Between all of those, Jason, through this, has raised $60,000 for Cure Alzheimer's over the years, and that's like just a ridiculous number. It is really fucking cool, and the event was really fun. Yesterday, I guested on my buddy Billy Kumo, or Kumahara, as you may know in chat. My buddy Ian, who as I said, goes by many names. Ian did 2 hours and did some painting with some like dollar store paints and a cheap airbrush that he had just randomly purchased at a store and hadn't tried before, which was very fun. And some of that painting was done blindfolded because people kept donating large sums of money during his set, which is very nice. It was very fun. I hung out with him for a while, and that's just my buddy Ian. Like, I just get to hang out with my buddy Ian. It was really nice. Yeah, that was an exceptional event, and I'm really happy to have been a part of it. And we raised a ton of money. It just feels good. I don't know what I'll do it again. My particular set did not raise the amount of money that I had done previously, which was generally due to the fact that I was at an early time slot. Just like, got asked to do that early time slot. I said yes. Okay, so this goes down here. Now, where do you go? You slide in here? You slide in there. Huh? No. Where do you slide in? Oh, you slide in there. I get it. Okay. And then, let me see if I can get this polycap in right. Again, we got our white polycaps, which I enjoy very much. Is a cool part of this kit. Great, we did that. And then there's some stickers that need to get applied on this part of the arm, so we'll do that. And of course, we'll paint align it and do all those other things. Then we got to put a piece on there. But let's figure out what these stickers are. I'm fairly familiar with the Turn A. I mean, I enjoyed the anime, and I like the model kit. Built the Master Grade a few years ago on stream, but I'm not super familiar with the all the odds and ends. I don't have, I don't know it like the back of my hand. I do know that this sticker is a triangle, so there's only so many places that a triangle can go. But also, what the fuck just happened here? All right. So we go. That didn't go right. All right. Got ourselves a triangle. And then I need 5. What does sticker 5 look like? Oh, it's the little dot here. Okay. Hey, I know this is a high grade, but some of these stickers are small. And I don't love that. I understand why this little red dot would be hard to do as a piece of plastic, because you basically have to do like a very small piece of red plastic, like behind a an empty part here, and lock it in. And they're not going to do that for this high grade. I understand that, but also these stickers are tiny. Is this even the right sticker? Did I pull the wrong one here? All right, I'm not going to do that one. Just going to do the dot there. I fucked up that sticker. That's okay. So it's been a little while since I just completely like folded a sticker in on itself, and therefore it's not going to work right. It's an arm sticker. It's not like the eyes. I'm not super bummed about it. I'll just hit it with panel. I'll panel line it, and it will look totally fine. Let's get... Oh, it's a leg sticker. I'm sorry. I've been saying arm, but it's a leg sticker. It's upper calf. So we'll put on another piece here, and then we will panel line it, and it'll be okay. And it's not the best, but that's all right. It happens. Let's see. What have I been up to lately? I've been working on my reels. I've had a demo reel for a number of years, but I got new footage that hasn't been in there for a little while. And I also have better quality footage. So like the stuff that I showed on my subathon, I have those clips, which I didn't have all of them before. And so I'm putting together a reel with like my contact information and like, just stuff that like would be helpful for people that want to reach out to me to offer me work or whatever. I'm going to be doing 2 reels. I am doing my acting reel and my host reel. And my host reel is taking longer because I don't have a lot of like, I have like clips of me. I have a bunch of clips of me from streams when I did the best of Build-A-Bear. And so that's easy to pull from. I don't have a lot of clips of me like at panels. I have the whole panel. So that is a slower process because I have to like remember funny things that happened at one of the panels I was on hosting and then find it there like in a large high quality file and then like pull out the stuff. Like I want clips that are like, oh, this is what this panel is about, and then like a laugh line. And I also don't want it to be like too dependent on my guests, which it's a cooperative thing. So like, let's say that I wanted to dig through the best clips on PAX 2 or PAX 3 on Twitch and find some clips that are real good in there from my panels, which are in there. They're often my guests being very funny, which is great. That's a fun thing because it's like, oh, that's my panel, and look, here's like Ben from Loading Ready Run and Nick from Video Game Designs doing a funny joke. That's cool. That doesn't go on my reel. That's just a thing that I'm like, oh, that's funny. So it has been a bit of a process to go through that. So one of my reels is almost done, and my other reel needs more work. Because also, I showed you a bunch of clips of things that I was in, but clips aren't like I can't show you, what I need to show is just my lines from Difficult People. I need to see like a little bit of Billy Eichner so that someone watching this goes, oh, Pat was on Difficult People, cool. And then my like line that I say that was on the show. That's all I need. And maybe a reaction from him. But I don't need like Larry Wilmore beating him up. Like, that doesn't need to be in there. The Lick It for 10. I really just need the setup of Lick It for 10, the Fallon bit I did, and then the slow-mo of me being like, no. I need like, I don't need the whole clip. I just need like the little moments. So I have to go in and do editing, but I have all the clips that I want for it. So that's good. Um, and this is mostly just like, hey, do you have any film of yourself, right? I get asked this on occasion. Most of the time when I'm auditioning for things, it is for things that there's somebody involved knows me because I don't do necessarily blind things. I do occasionally get wind of something that I would be great for, that I think I would be great for, I should say, and I do submit if applicable. But often I am just like hearing, like somebody has reached out and said like, hey, so and so said that you'd be great, and so we want to see you to, do you have any film? And then also sometimes they just want tape, sometimes they want you to, send in sides, and myself self record, and I'll do that, and I'll make that look nice. Doodle says, hi, I just got here. So where do I get a Lady Prospera doll? I mean, oof, you never know with dolls like that, my friend. You gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. You never know who's inside that doll. That's all we'll say. In the second hour, we will be talking about Witch from Mercury. I always talk about the anime that I'm watching since the last time I streamed, in this case, Witch from Mercury. And of course, we'll also be talking about the Aristocrats' Otherworldly adventure serving gods who go too far. We'll talk about that in the second hour, because that's when I always talk about the anime that I've been watching. And that also might be the time for some people. Maybe they don't celebrate Soletta Sunday. Maybe they wait for the dub and they don't want to hear me talking about the show. So we'll wait till the second hour. Crazy says, breaking out the model I started that I desperately need to complete. HE Gundam Thunderbolt F878 full armor. Oh, F878. Yes. The Thunderbolt has a lot going on, even for a high grade. Harold, you have a great night. Thanks for stopping in. Talk to you soon, my friend. Thanks for the bits earlier. Where's the 29? Yeah, all the Thunderbolt kits, they got a lot going on, even for a high grade. So my secret for getting model kits done is I have to for this. This is what, like I could take a long time, but even for like, we're going to build that Zeta 3 at some point, the real grade Zeta 3 kit that has a name that I cannot remember. The name, yes, I wrote it down. The Karaba version, we're going to work on that at some point, and that's going to take like several streams because it's a real grade and they're detailed. But like I can't sit around and work on that all, for like 2 weeks or something. So still need to make some progress on our kits. God, that kit has like 2 or 3 A's and like 3 E's, because it's like, instead of doing multicolor on the same sprue, it just made 3 sprues, and then there's like a guide that's like, okay, you want this from this color and these from that color, and it's like, fuck, I'm gonna fuck this up. So I think what I'm gonna do is, I've never done this in prep before. To prep for this, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to go in and remove all the parts that they say you don't need to have that are X'd out, so that I don't accidentally pull them by mistake. And I'll just have like a box of random ass parts left over. And I think that's my solution to this problem, which is not really like a big problem, but I don't want to be like, all right, did you want gray for this, or did you want white, or did you want red for this section? And having to like double check every time I pull apart. So I think that's the solution to my current issues, but we'll find out. I mean, we'll know soon enough whenever we get to that. Well, that is the next thing that I'll be building. My $10 patrons voted, and they decided that's the next thing that we'll be doing. All right, what are other things we can chat about tonight? We should, I guess, talk about uh, Twitter. We do some Twitter updates now and again. I do not use the desktop app client, but apparently people were getting logged out of the Twitter desktop app and were unable to log back in. I just use the web because I'm in web browsers all the time. So that did not happen to me on the web. The other thing was that if, depending on who you talk to, you could get your legacy Twitter Blue checkmark to return. Depending on if you added the words blue to your profile or changed your profile at all, or specifically wrote something else, you could get it to snap back for a bit. Because, as you may remember, we've chatted about this before, they didn't mass remove the checkmark because they didn't have a way to do that. They just hid the check marks, which is why if you use Real Twitter Verified, like I do, which is an app I use, or I use it in Firefox, but you can use it in Chrome as well. It's a plugin, not an app. It's a plugin. If you use that plugin, you can see the check marks again because it just goes in and unhides them. Apparently, until you tweeted, then it disappeared again. That makes sense because everything is on fire and nothing is, look, I'm not saying all of the good people that work there left, but a lot of them did, and maybe some of the people that got hired, like, I don't know. I think it would take a lot for me to, like, end up, like, agreeing to work there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to be like, I mean, I want to work here, but who knows? Who knows who's ending up accepting a position in that company to work on stuff. But yeah, basically, yeah, it's just like a glitch. Like I said, when I look, and you're like, Pat, what do you care about legacy for? Well, it does tell you if that person was verified in the past before, right? Lord Crest says, I got a good Chrome extension that adds green check marks for legacy verified. Ooh, that's fun. Real Verified also makes the blue dollar signs, and I like the blue dollar sign instead of the blue check. So I keep that because I don't need it color coded. I like seeing the legacy because you're like, oh, okay, that institution, like, this thing exists. Because otherwise, like, hey, I'm sure some people, like, Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling paid for Twitter Blue. I know that's like, they used to be verified. I know that's the account. I understand that is Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. But, like, if you didn't know and you were like, is this the official account? Because it's like, okay, it's got the number of the year it was created. All right, I guess you'd have to open it, look and see. Okay, who follows this account? A lot of wrestlers follow this account. Okay. Oh, it started tweeting at this day. It's not from this year. Okay, it has this amount of followers. It's probably legit. The whole point of being verified, where you could just go like, oh, okay, well, either they're very good at fooling people, because that did happen with some people, or it's real. And now it's just like, who cares? Anyone can just do whatever. So I do like verified for that, where I'm like, okay, I don't have to dig in. I don't have to double check to make sure that's not an I, or that's, like a capital I, that's an L. Okay, great. It's not a fake account or whatever. Do your due diligence. I always, I've said this before. I don't always say this, but I have said this before. Like, we look at the account before we retweet. Like, if it's too good to be true, we look at it. We do our due diligence. We make sure, like, okay, am I spreading fake news here? Am I spreading nonsense? Is this like a real thing that someone has brought up in the real world? What's going on with this? You can look it up. You mean media literacy? I know, right, John? Yes. In a shocking twist, your friend Pat is indeed suggesting or calling out and demanding of you to have media literacy. I saw that people were uploading pirated movies in chunks on Twitter, and they were lasting a lot longer than it used to. Hey, Lord Crashington, um, somebody just uploaded Avatar 2, the whole thing, not even in chunks. And it was up for like 8 hours. It was up for a very long time. And you could just watch the second Avatar movie if you wanted to. Now, do I want to watch that? No. But I did watch 3 minutes of it. And you could just do that. I saw the new Mario movie, which has been up for a few days. I mean, also, you could watch the new Mario movie on kick.com as well. So, but yes, Twitter just, it seems like Twitter just does not have the manpower anymore necessary to run the website at the scale they are running. Am I on Blue Sky? No. Will I get a username for Blue Sky if I am invited? Yes. Do I plan on posting a lot on Blue Sky? Probably not. I'm going to say probably not. I'm probably not going to jump in all in on, excuse me. I'm probably not going to jump all in on Blue Sky because it is Jack, and I don't necessarily believe that he's making a better website than Twitter. He's just making a new Twitter. And for some people, that's all they want, right? They just want Twitter with like the shit posters they liked, and you can't upload video right now, I think, there right now, but like that'll come, and like people just want like, they would like a Twitter that does not have Nazis. And I totally understand that. Totally get it. Yeah, no, it's Jack. It's Jack starting a new thing. So yeah. So you can understand why some people are like, hey, why is this the one we're all trying to do? What the fuck? Why the fuck are we all going in this? What are we doing here? Why are we making this call? And it's like, yeah, you know what? That's valid. That's totally reasonable and valid. And like, I get it. Why some people are like, hey, this feels like a red flag that we should talk about. And it's like, yeah, probably. But I do want to have my username there because I don't want people to post as me. So hopefully I will be able to go and, actually get an account set up there. I mean, I create an account. I just have to get invited. So hopefully I will get invited at some point. And then I will either use it or not use it, or only post shit posts and promotions for me and my stuff. Lately, I've just been looking and liking the wrestling match bot. Great thread for mythical matches that may never happen. Indeed. I should probably do the same. Yeah, I mean, basically, I just want to, look, if that's where people go, barring huge piles of garbage being in charge, right? Like hateful shit, right? Barring that, of course, because we're not going to be putting ourselves in, we're not advocating for toxic environments, of course, right? But barring that, if there is a streaming service out there, not streaming service, what am I talking about? A social media service, that's what I meant to say. If there's a social media service out there where people are looking at the stuff I'm posting, engaging with the stuff that I'm making, and, most importantly, following the links that I post there, I'm going to give it a shot. I tried Hive. Nobody fucking posts in a Hive. That's fine. They weren't ready for the jump. That's okay. I have not been able to find anyone on Spoutable. I have a Spoutable account, but I have not been able to find anybody there. I don't particularly think that is a particularly good site, so whatever. I'm on Mastodon. I like Mastodon. People seem to be engaging with stuff that I'm writing there, which is what I'm looking for, honestly. And of course, I'm on Co-host, but Co-host is not a Twitter replacement. Co-host is a Tumblr replacement, and I miss Tumblr. I like hitting random threads, random tags, and finding cool shit on there and following people that I don't know what their real name is, and they're just like some user that posts weird shit. I'm having a ball with that. I think it's really neat. I've been doing bits. I got a recurring bit on Co-host where every Sunday it's Shamisen Sunday, and I post content related to the Japanese traditional Japanese instrument, the shamisen, because that makes me happy, and I like doing Shamisen Sunday, because then it forces me to find more cool shamisen content to post every Sunday. So I've been doing that, and that's a fun bit on co-host. And a few friends I know don't post anywhere but co-host, so it's nice to keep track of them. I'm trying to get a couple people that are diehard Tumblr folks to mirror their stuff on co-host, because I don't really want to go back to Tumblr. I think I've been done with that for years, but they're still there. It's so weird that Tumblr has leaned into the shitpost energy. I mean, that was always the backbone, and then they tried to pretend like it wasn't. I mean, pornography and shitposting. Those were always the backbones of Tumblr. And then people were like trying to pretend that wasn't the case. And now they are leaning more into it. At least the shitposting area. Yeah. And now it's like, okay, I don't know. What's the site we're going to? Where are we going to be? I'll try it out. I'll see, right? If they let me in, I'll give it a go and see if I can get, some traction on the stuff that I'm working on and all that. Because, like, look, I just hang out in my Discord all day, but that's a insular community with very little build. Like, rarely do people join the Discord. So it's like not a thing that I'm like, I mean, I'm happy for everybody that's there. It's great. But like, it's not a replacement for social media. Like, it's a great way to tell the few people that check it what's going on with me, in case they didn't see it when I posted my streaming schedule for this month. I posted it to Twitter, Mastodon, co-host, pinned on all three, my Patreon, and my Discord. And I pinned in my Discord. So I pinned it 4 places and also put up a post. Like, I'm doing my best to get the word out, because like that's how we're, I'm gonna get shit done like this. But like, at a certain point, I gotta look at it and go like, okay, well, what am I actually doing here? What is actually serving me for what I want? Which is, I want to find funny posts from funny people, because that's always good. I love that. And I want to shit talk and say stuff that's silly and fun and weird. And then I also want to promote what I'm doing. Promote my videos, promote these streams, that kind of stuff. Promote panels if I do panels or whatever. Get the word out about stuff. I want to do all those things. Sometimes it's checking in with people and seeing what they're up to. That's also why I follow people on Instagram. I got friends on Instagram, so I know what's going on with my friends on Instagram. All right, I got to put a sticker on here. And then the swoosh goes up. It's not a swoosh, but I'm calling it a swoosh. So that goes up, because we can panel line this. Lots of panels on this kit. Speaking of Tumblr, Jetpack, who own Tumblr via WordPress, have announced the end of their Twitter auto-sharing due to the API access changes. I mean, that makes sense, right? Everybody's, doing that. Xbox. I mean, when Microsoft doesn't want to pay for your thing, like, that's a good indication of like, is this actually serving you anymore? Was having people being able to post like that, wasn't that actually better than the money you would have theoretically made by changing this API, which you're not going to be getting? WordPress, I mean, it makes sense that WordPress would also announce that. Like, right? Like, yeah, hey, yeah, we're not doing this auto thing. You're going to have to figure out your own shit, because they changed things that didn't properly tell us, and they want us to pay them money, and that's not what we want to do. We're not going to pay Twitter money for API stuff. Like, forever. Makes sense. I wouldn't, so. I mean, I didn't. I'm not paying for Twitter Blue. They're like, oh, but what about all the features? And I was like, do you mean that the worst people in the world will see my messages? Like, that's the real thing, right? I don't want anyone who would be seeing my stuff if I was if I got Twitter Blue. I don't want folks like that. Like, yeah, yes, I bring it up. So, of course, I understand. There's some people that are like, it's part of their job. They need to be reaching people. They're already being plugged down by so many other directions, pulled down and stopped and hindered. They got to do it. Sure. But I'm talking about, like, people who just want to see posts that pay, that they're just, like, so up Elon's butt that they'll pay him money, but, like, it doesn't actually benefit them at all. Even, like, the fake benefits that other people talk about. Like, they don't see any of that shit. Like, nah. I don't need any of that. Like, no, I'm good. That's not something that I need to think about. 12. Sticker 12. Is that the thing Twitter wanted like $10K per month for? Lord Crashing, I can't remember what the API charges were because all of it is like, negotiable and changed. But it was a thing where they were asking people to pay a monthly fee, and it was like a lot of fucking money. And if you were like running a business that used the API, like if you were like a Twitter client, perhaps you could maybe justify. But if you're using the API just to like auto post some stuff from your thing, totally not worth it. I mean, also not worth it for like, just close your third party app, because guess what? Twitter's going to go away anyway, so it's okay. All right, we should talk about this. New York Times wrote an article today saying they believe that Vice is headed for bankruptcy. Two people with knowledge of the operation say they're preparing to file for bankruptcy. When you look at the layoffs and the closings of verticals and stuff like that, it does not surprise me at all to read that, to see that and go like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. It is wild to think about the fact that they paid millions of dollars to the CEO they brought in specifically to sell the company, that she was paid so much money to just not do that and then left. That apparently at one point they were like looking at Disney, and then they just didn't get offered enough money for what they thought they were worth, because they thought they were worth like 10 times what other people would say. Yeah. You just keep failing at different places because it's not your fault. Yeah, Vice World News got shuttered. Okay, yeah, Nancy Dubik was the former chief executive that was brought in 5 years ago basically to sell the company, and then somebody else long-term also left. Yeah, all the bots you like on Twitter are probably going to go away because they have to really do some shenanigans to continue. But yeah, it looks like they're probably heading for bankruptcy. This was their thing. But they've had leadership changes. They've had, they did a round of funding in 2017. Apparently Disney tried to buy them for $3 billion in 2015, which feels like a no-brainer, but they thought they were worth more than that in 2015, which is like, no, you weren't. And yes, that's hindsight, but also, no, you fucking weren't. You absolutely were not worth that at the time. What are you talking about? So, it's a lot. Obviously, we are saddened by the soon-to-be loss of Waypoint, because they were doing good work in the field of games journalism and critique and reporting. And I hope that all of them land somewhere cool. I hope that at least some of them stay in games, although it seems like a couple of them probably won't. Have to imagine that, like I would, it would be a fucking bummer for games journalism as a whole to lose Patrick Klepek to the other side, quote unquote. Like, it would be a fucking bummer. But I also don't know who's gonna, like, who's looking for a new editor in chief or a new senior reporter for what Patrick is gonna want for that job. Like, I don't know who has that, like, who's gonna do that, which is a shame because we shouldn't lose Patrick Klepek to, like, you know, a PR firm. It fucking sucks. Love the current CEO deciding to not sell the company to Disney because he thought the company was going to be worth $50 billion. Yes, last week it's one of those things where you're like, even with like the inflated egos and failure to understand anything, all of that, like taking all of that, like the biggest grains of salt with all those things, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you should believe in yourself and believe in the thing that you are working on, sure, but like, nah. Like, I'm going to be real here, right? I need to find work. Long-term work, non-contract work. I need to find those things. That is important to me, that I find a job out there, to support myself, to move out of this house, to move places. The other day, I think it was yesterday, my dad said, well, when you moved in, and that hit me like a ton of bricks, because moved in is different from moved here or left to New York. It's like, no, I had to leave New York, and I came here. I didn't. Oh, no, I fucking moved into this house. Like, I moved into this house, and that's like, I don't like to even say that. So I have to figure this out, right? There will be an offer for me that exists out there where if said, and of course, you can't stream anymore. Like, that's just not going to work for us, right? There exists a job where I would say, all right, well, we should negotiate that, or we should talk about that. And there's jobs where I'd be like, yes, no problem. And there are jobs where I'd be like, you can't, no, well, this is a red flag, because there's no way you're going to stand there and tell me that this job, I can't stream on my off hours or whatever. Like, no, fuck off. Like, there are different jobs, right? There are different ways, right? Like, I know my worth, and I know what to negotiate and what to go with, right? Because I am aware of myself. I'm pretty aware of what I'm up to and what I'm worth and what my time is worth and all that. But there does exist a job where I go, hey, this is the last Build Baer workshop. I'll see you on the other side. Like, there totally exists that job for me. And it's important to know that stuff, right? I do think it's important to look at those things and understand where your lines are and where your levels are and all of that. Because I don't want to, I wouldn't want to stop doing this because I really love it. I would do it less. Oh, I would do it less for a job, right? I would certainly do it for like that. But like the customer service gigs that I do, right? I don't accept a shift where I would stream. I have told them my schedule. I have told them my availability. My availability is fucking wide open, except from like within a half an hour, like 8:30 to 11:30, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Because those shifts are not regular. They're just all over the place. If they said, hey, every Saturday we want you to work this customer service gig, then I would stop streaming on Saturdays and I would find a different day to stream. And I would be fine with doing that. But if it's just like a one-off, nah. That fucks up everybody's schedule. I'm not going to do that, right? That's like the level I'm in right now, where I'm like, okay, well, this is what I want to do. This is where I'm at. And this, like, sure, like, oh, if I have a deadline, I might not do as much prep for a stream as I normally would. If I've got a deadline for my the freelance gig that I do, where I do a lot of data entry and PowerPoint like adaption and stuff like that, presentation updates and things of that nature. I'll do that stuff, no problem, and get it done. But like, I put this stream ahead of a bunch of very small whatever things. But in the same way that when I worked for Brooklyn Comedy Collective, I worked for them on Fridays and Sundays, and then I filmed in where I could and where they needed me. But I gave them my availability, and if they said, we really like you to work Thursday nights, well, then I would stop streaming on Thursdays because I wanted to keep that job because it was consistent work. Crazy says, I'm in the same position, currently working for Target and looking for something else. Currently have an interview for the State Patrol. All right, yeah, I mean, do what you need to do, right? Like, get that money, take care of yourself, look out for number one, all that stuff, right? Like, it's kind of where I'm at, where I'm like, I fucking get it. I get all this stuff. Like, did I end up working for Amazon? No. Did I go in for interviews for a manager job at one of their like convenience stores that doesn't have a checkout? Which manager was like, oh yeah, you're cleaning up messes and restocking and keeping an eye on things, but somebody needs to be a manager there, so whatever. Yeah, I applied for that. I went into an Amazon office. I had a meeting. I took a different job, my short-lived full-time job in the customer service. I took that instead because that was a much better job than what I was looking for. And did I want to work for Amazon? No. I didn't want to work for Amazon. Would I have taken that job if I had not gotten offered the other job that I ended up taking that unfortunately did not last that long? I don't know. I don't know if I would have. If I would have gone for it. I might have. Because that was 2019 and I needed to work. So I might have. And I definitely wouldn't want to work for them. And also, like, depends on the job, right? Like, I'm in my early 40s and my back is fine and I'm strong enough, but like, if I worked at a sorting facility for Amazon, I would fuck up my whole goddamn entire body for peanuts, and that would feel awful. So I'm not necessarily inclined to wanting to go and do that shit, because it would be awful. So I probably won't do that. But anyway, I'm still out there looking for work. This is not. I gotta pop this out. I didn't do this right. This is not sealed properly. I think it's probably the poly cap is not set right. So I'm gonna wiggle this poly cap around. Try to get this. There it is. Got it good. Okay. I think I don't use my part separator for separating parts as much as I do for wiggling around polycaps so they fit better. All right, so we're going to take a pause. We did one leg, working on the other leg. We're taking a pause for the cause. If you are new to this stream and you don't know what's happening right now, pause for the cause. Isn't that a thing they used to say on the radio, I think? Yes, they did say on the radio. This is my opportunity to talk to you one-on-one about ways you can support the channel if you're so inclined. Obviously, you being here is the most important thing. Having people watching while I do this is the reason why I'm doing it, right? So you being here, that's very important. But here are some ways that you could support me if you wanted to. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote. If you're a tier 2 subscriber, you get that blue emote. Me as Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, Pat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through cash money or your Prime Gaming token. You could, or gifted subs. You could be like Ghost Valve using cash money, or you use your Prime Gaming token if you have Amazon Prime linked to your Twitch. You could gift a sub like John did and join the gift sub leaderboard. We are currently at 38 subscribers. The goal is to get to 40. When we hit 40, I take off the buttons and I don't talk about it. And we don't talk about it again until we dip below 40. So if you'd like to become a subscriber, now would be a great time to do that. If you want to gift a sub to someone in the community, bits and coins always appreciated. So thank you very much to Harold for those bits. The bits. We appreciate that. Thank you very much, my friend. Other ways to support. I got a Patreon at patreon.com/PatBaer. There's a $1, a $3, a $5, and a $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers. Consider joining up the old Patreon. I just realized it's the first, and I didn't hit the withdraw button, so I'm doing that right now. Going to get myself a couple dollars from Patreon, a few dollars, which is nice. Very helpful for your friend Pat, so I can buy model kits and stuff. We'll talk more about that in a second. But anyway, you can join my Patreon because that's another way to support me. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBaer. Of course, subscribing on YouTube is free because they didn't think they could charge money for it when it started years and years ago. So they use subscribe to be a free thing. But there's a membership. You could join there for $2 a month, and you get my Wednesday videos early. So tomorrow you'll get a video that everybody else will have to wait until Wednesday to see. So that's another way to support me. Those are monthly ways. You can also do a one-time donation to my coffee or my stream elements or to my PayPal. And everything I make through direct donations, through YouTube, through which also includes AdSense stuff. So watching my videos does help me if you want to do that. So those ways through Patreon and through Twitch, all the money raised there, collected there, I should say, not raised, collected, goes into a fund, and I buy model kits with that. This kit, the Turn A that I'm currently building right now, I would not be able to. I bought this with money from all of you. So thank you, past subscribers, for that. That means a lot because it makes it possible for me to pick up some cool stuff. I'm also doing one quick second. Sorry. Speaking of Stream Elements, the Stream Elements money that was sent to me on Saturday is now finally available because I had to wait for a couple days. And that is available. So now I have a withdrawal set up on that, which is great, which I'll also use to buy model kits. That's the thing. I'm going to use the money that you give me to buy things. Now, I know what I'm building next, right? But the real way to jump the queue of my backlog of kits that I want to be building in the future is to buy something off my Amazon wish list, because I will shoot a dedicated video of that on YouTube, and then I will build the thing that you sent me before I build other things, because that's the least I could do. We are going to get back to building real quick, but I just want to, quickly shout out the stuff. So I have Lego sets. I got model kits. I got inexpensive kits. I got expensive kits. Got stuff from from Mercury. I got stuff from older series. Stuff that keeps fluctuating prices. Free Prime shipping, not free shipping. All the different things, all available if you want to pick that up. And again, dedicated video, jumps the queue. Got very expensive stuff up there that I will be happy to build. And then some gear at the bottom, because it's always nice to have gear. A better video capture card than the one I'm currently using. A silly on-air light that I would have to install on my wall. A chair that's way better than the chair I have. Stuff like that. If you see something there that you think it'd be great for me to build, or gear you think it'd be cool for me to have, you can pick that up. I have a throne wish list. I keep saying I'm going to update that. I haven't in a little while. It's nice to have an alternative to Amazon. So I do have that. And of course, USA Gundam Store. You can buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store when you go to USA Gundam Store. Uh, you set up an account there if you already don't have one. Go in, buy a gift card. They send you an email with the gift card code, and you can send me a whisper on Twitch or a DM on Twitter because my DMs are open with that gift card code, and then I will use that gift card code to buy something, which, it's always good to have. All right, so let me just check something here. Okay, this is all looking pretty all right. Great. Okay. Everything's good. Everything's fine. I have a Discord. We got to get back to building. I've been talking too long, friends. I got a Discord. You can join that if you want to hang out with people who like model kit building and anime and wrestling and all kinds of stuff. It's a fun little community. Check that out. Pat Baer's Anime Club is an ongoing video series where every week or every other week, I pick a topic and shoot a video about that topic, something in the world of anime. This is my recommendations for the current anime season that we're in. So it's stuff that I'm really liking this season. So check that out. Baerly Rehearsed is a video series where every week I not hastily, but I write a piece. I've been writing them. And then I promise that I have barely rehearsed it. I have rehearsed it at some point. It's not improv. I've written a thing, and then I am performing that thing. The most recent one that is still up there is me as a CEO, and maybe it's more cathartic than funny, but I think it's pretty good. If you missed my stream for the Plastic Model Weekender that happened, my shift was last Thursday. There's a video link of that. And if you missed me playing Jackbox with Loading Ready Run, the archive of that is up on their YouTube. You can watch that. It's a really fun set. I'm robbed of victory in one game. Definitely robbed of that, but it was really fun. I was hanging out with friends and playing some Jackbox games, and it was a good time. So take a look at that if you missed it. That's some future. Look, I won't make any money if you watching that YouTube video, but I think it's good. So, and sometimes people want a long video to play while they're doing other things. So why not that? I'm going to be talking about some manga, that I've been reading, and then we'll get into some anime conversation as well. We'll start with the manga, and then we'll get into the anime. But first things first, I need to dramatically transition back to the overhead so that I can talk about this thing. And so we're going to dramatically transition to the overhead, and I'm going to drink some water right now. All right. Crazy says, I found your links through the LR Jackbox. Great show. Oh, yeah, that one. Thank you for coming. Thank you for following the links. I went there primarily to promote the Plastic Model Weekender, Playmo Weekender that I took part in. But also, if anybody who was watching that stream or watching the YouTube later ends up here, that's just great for your friend Pat. We love that. I also love doing silly stuff with them. Did I send a thank you? Yes, I did say a thank you in email because it's important to follow up and go, hey, thank you. So I did do that. Let's talk about a manga while we work on this leg. This is the manga that we will be chatting about. I'm the guild receptionist, but since I don't want to work overtime, I think I'll just solo the boss. And you're like, Pat, that's just a fucking sentence that tells you everything you need to know about this book. Yes. It's one of those. Funny enough, the next Pat Baer's Anime Club, which is going up next Monday, is me doing a video about why the long title. Talking about why, and maybe some examples of some of the longest manga titles I can find, or light novel titles. Why light novels are just sentences that tell you the plot. Especially in this digital age, why would anyone do that? And there are reasons to do that. So we'll get into that. That's a future video. But let me talk about the present video. Which is, of course, I'm the guild receptionist, but since I don't want to work overtime, I think I'll just solo the boss. This is a action series, obviously guild receptionist, adventure guild. quests, defeat the boss, all that. Get the job done. Uh, do your thing, right? That's what we're doing here. That's the setup. That's the situation. Our main character, she got her dream job. She is a guild receptionist, and that's a great job to have for her, right? This is what she wants for because they've got hourly wages and like a good wage for that, right? There is a retirement fund. This is a steady gig. She's never wanted to be an adventurer. There's probably a reason that we're going to get to at some point why. It's more than just like cuz really this series for the first several chapters just presents like, hey, what happens when somebody who doesn't want to be an adventurer keeps getting overtime and doesn't want overtime anymore? So she goes out secretly as the executioner. She's not someone named her that, and completes. She basically like secretly completes hard requests that other people have been failing because if people keep failing these quests, well then like her dream job becomes harder and harder. And you're like, why isn't she just an adventurer? And people ask that constantly. She has a divine skill. She's overqualified. Well, there is no retirement for adventurers. It's a dangerous job. Like she's only doing it 'cause she has to, but she has another way. So she'd rather do the other way. And you're like, that seems flimsy. And it is because we're just in like 14 chapters in, starting to maybe get to a bit of an explanation as to like what's up, what's going on with this girl, why is she the way she is, what's her fucking deal, and mostly it's that she just doesn't wanna. So it's a lot of like her like grumbling and trying to figure these things out, keep her identity. Somebody figures out who she is, and he can't. It takes him a really long time to understand. Like, oh, I want her to be like the vanguard in my adventuring party because they were having trouble with this boss, and she came in out of nowhere, and she's so strong that their team's vanguard retired because he was feeling like, oh, I'm never going to be as strong as her, so I think I'm just going to bounce because his confidence got shot, and so they're looking for her to replace him. So you're getting a lot of like character backstory and her trying to figure things out, and like eventually like, oh, there's some shenanigans, she has to get involved, and it's an overpowered main character, but it has none of the trappings of the overpowered main character subgenre, right? Like it has none of that because you're introducing a character who does not want to do the thing. Whereas most overpowered main characters have a call to adventure, right? They have the desire, or they are just consistently in over there, like they're just dragged into events and have to do it. She does not have to and goes out of her way to avoid it, but still does what she needs to do. There's still many good scenes of her kicking so much goddamn ass and being cool as hell. Like they're still there. It's just that it's not like first and foremost. It's not an action series. It's mostly just like a bit of a character study. We are getting to the point now where like things are getting quote unquote serious, and I believe where I've just left off, we are close to a backstory to maybe describe like why she doesn't want to be an adventurer, and one would assume that it is at the very least somewhat tragic to justify her behavior. But yeah, it's good. Should say I'm enjoying. I'm the guild receptionist, but since I don't want to work overtime, I think I'll just solo the boss. I'm enjoying it. This is a manga that I've been happy to read, and I think like does a good job of kind of justifying its attempt of the main character to be inactive, but then to also have to do action. I don't know. Yeah, I am. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of it. I'm fond of it. And it's a thing where you're like, well, I want her to do cool shit, but like, I'm getting pissed off because this one dude won't leave her alone about joining, and then like the guild master's all up in her business of being like, "Well, you're strong. Well, of course we'll have to have you help," and she's just like, "No," and they can't really understand it either, because like he's the guild master, but he if he could still be an adventurer, he would be. So it doesn't make any sense to him that this other person is just like, "Yeah, no, I don't want to do that." Like, you gotta understand, I don't want to be doing this. Yeah, it's fun. So that is, of course, I'm the guild receptionist, but since I don't want to work overtime, I think I'll just solo the boss. It's it's good. It's fucking real good. Um, Now let's get into the anime conversation. I got two shows talked about here. This is your spoiler warning right now. We're going to be talking about Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury Season 2, and the most recent episode, I should say. And also we'll be talking about the Aristocrat's Otherworldly Adventure, serving gods who go too far. Because, oh shit, I missed a... No, there's no sticker there, sorry. I didn't miss a sticker. I got to panel on this whole thing while we start talking about this. So, in my non-spoilery like talk about this in the video that I talked about earlier, Pat Bear's Anime Club video, about my recommendations, I recommended Mobile Suit Gundam, Witch from Mercury Season 2, because shit keeps fucking happening. And there's just more and more shit that's happening. It's always stuff happening. If you thought Season 1 was too slow, Season 2 is just like, hey, what about this? Hey, what about this thing? Hey, more betrayals. Hey, check this out. Hey, this looks like it could be something. Oh, yeah, we got some blackmail going on here. Things are fucking fucked. Hey, do you know this thing where you were like, I wonder about this? How did that work out? Well, here you go. It's fucked up. It's just so much. So you got Prospera, and there's a consciousness inside of the Ariel Gundam, the Gundam Ariel. There is a fucking consciousness in there. It's the girl from the prologue. The girl from the prologue wasn't Suletta. It was Suletta's sister, Eric. And Eric is inside the Gundam. And you're like, oh, what? It's like, yeah, dude, that's happening in this. And she's in there because she apparently could not survive in space after the prologue. And Prospero is like, I'm going to use the Quiet Zero system that I've been developing to create a body for her to live in eventually, which I don't believe, but sure. And so she blackmails somebody to end up helping her. With Delling in a coma, Sirius is missing, quote unquote missing. I think all the Gundam villains wear a mask. Hey, John, I'm going to say this. If you're wearing a mask in Gundam, you are either the villain or you want the world to think you're the villain. You are playing the villain in order to push world peace. You are becoming the villain that doesn't exist. But at the very least, yeah. I mean, look, I don't think Prospera is like good. I don't think we're all, I think we're all like, So yeah. Bennett Group is just being like, or Bennett Group is like, hey, we need a new president. Shadiq is like, I'm going to be the new president of this company. Ghoul made it back. Ghoul had some fucking trouble. But Ghoul made it back. And he's now in charge of his father's company. Earth and space are in some trouble. Space Assembly is like, the Space Assembly League is like, we're going to investigate all the shit that's happening right now. Terrorism, not on our watch. And it's like, yeah, where the fuck were y'all before? Because shit has been fucked for quite some time right now. Sure. You're here, great. You're going to investigate, cool. A bunch of students are just leaving the school, and a lot of people are, hey, remember how hard Earth House worked? That's kind of all gone out the window. People are being real shitty to Earth House. Nika gets offered to join Grassley House. Oh, and then we come to the fucked up part of the episode where Elan is ordered to steal the Ariel, and almost does. If this had been any other Gundam, like the Ferrict, no problem. Totally would have been fine and easy for our for him to steal it. But of course, the Ariel has a child's personality in there, child's essence in there, and she's just like, "Hey, get the fuck out of here!" And then people are like, "Yeah, you can't. Like, there's no way you could handle that Gundam. Like, nice try. You almost got away with it, but like, nah, dude, you're not getting into that Gundam. Like, no, that's not gonna work out, my guy. Gotta put a sticker on here. I need a sticker too. Yeah, just like, and doesn't kill the dude. I was expecting that. I was expecting them to find a dead body inside of that Gundam, but no. But I really did think we were about to witness somebody murder a Gundam murder a pilot inside that own Gundam. Omega 9. These are very cheap knockoff cutters. I got these on Amazon. I will look up the name right now. But these are, I think I got these for like $20. These are like made at the same warehouse where you would get more expensive cutters. I just needed cutters because my last one, the tip broke on them. So let me see. Snipper. Yeah, let's see. What's the name of this? Clip. Cutter. What we got here? It's a Chinese name that I don't remember off the top of my head. Yes, these are. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Yes, I cannot remember the exact name. Oh, here we go. I can just look at it. Oh, we got here. Hey, we just got raided. Thank you, Raiders. I'll chat with you in a second. But yeah, this is a knockoff brand that I got on Amazon for $20. So I do not remember the actual name. My apologies. We just got a double raid. Double raid. Welcome, everybody. Matt Calder and Brisick just raided at the same time. Welcome, Raiders. I'm doing good. Welcome, everybody. Hi, I'm going to go to this screen for just a moment. I'm Pat Baer. I build model kits and Lego sets. I'm not a pro, Omega. But yeah, I got, you want like the single blade cutters, you want to spend between $20 and $40 on some single blade nippers. Just buy, you know what, honestly, go to Gundam Planet and buy their nippers. Go to USA Gundam Store, buy their nippers. You're paying like a couple more bucks probably because you're getting like that brand. But like those are really good nippers for a really good price. You don't have to buy God Hands. I bought some God Hands and I like them, but they're not necessary. But yeah, I build model kits and Lego sets. Happy everybody's here. Hit the follow button if you're coming in for the first time. We're working on the Turn A Gundam, which is a high grade Turn A Gundam. I forget what year this kit is, so I'm looking that up right now. It's a 2014 kit. So 2014, which means we don't have any English in our instructions. We don't really need it. It's fine. I always said this is a weird/good mobile suit from a weird/good Gundam series. And then just finish my thoughts about this last episode of Mobile Suit Gundam Witcher Mercury. So now it looks like Mjolnir is getting blackmailed into working on Quiet Zero, which I don't think is going to go great for anyone involved. Also, we did have Mjolnir and Suletta finally talking. And it didn't really go anywhere you needed to be because one of them, to me anyway, one of the most interesting things about watching this series has been watching from season 1 to season 2 is going from, oh, Suletta, like, yeah, some shit happened to her, but she's just like, really isolated and she just doesn't know how to be around people. And it's like, that's really interesting and compelling to be like, oh, she's brainwashed. Fuck. And I don't know if her like fiance has the capacity to help her with that. And that's some fucking like there's just like the piles of shit in this, the figurative piles of shit just keep compiling in this series, and it's way more than girl goes to Gundam school and fights prejudice there. It's a whole lot more than that, which some people just thought it was. Strange. Thank you for the follow, Brissic. And Omega, thank you for resubbing, saying, I love these Gundam Gunpla streams. Thank you. Thanks. Well, thank you. If you're a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, and the Psych emote in the chat to say thank you to Omega for that. We are currently at 39 subscribers. We're so close to hitting our 40. When we're at 40, I don't have to talk about needing to be at 40 subscribers. So we're one away from that, which is fantastic. Appreciate that very much, everybody. Of course, you don't have to subscribe. It is helpful if you hit the follow button, because then you know when my streams are. Let's see, other things we talk about here. The Aristocrats, Otherworldly Adventure, Serving Gods Who Go Too Far. That's the other thing we're going to be talking about tonight. It's been so much chat that I'm going to put the name back here because it's a mouthful. Because this is, of course, the series that was a light novel and is also a manga and is now an anime that I like. This is your overpowered main character who just kind of breezes through shit, making things happen, and right now has 2 fiancés and he's like 12 and is like on his way to being he's a Baron, and people are like gonna learn about how cool he is, and he's gonna do cool shit and save everybody and all that stuff. He's just kind of breezing through his second life. Let's complete this foot here, or complete this leg, I should say. Adding this in. Great. Got 2 legs. Now we can work on the waist. Matt says, I haven't watched any Witcher Mercury yet, but I've heard good things. Well, we just finished talking about that episode, so this is great. But yeah, I mean, before I get into Aristocrat, what happened to this episode of the Aristocrat Otherworldly Adventure, yeah, man, I mean, so I love Gundam, and I loved a lot of different kinds of Gundam series. I'm thrilled that we have a good-looking one with great mech designs and some fun character choices and great music and great battle scenes that is trying to say something, which I think is really fun. That this went, like, in a war, like, war is bad, right? Intergalactic war, terrible. That's a Gundam, like, go-to, right? Generally, it's the people are caught up in the government decisions or the futility of revenge, but the necessity of revenge. Like, we still have revenge in here, but this one went, hey, let's have a female pilot lead. That's fun. Let's do that. And then, hey, like, what if it's the fucking corporations? Like, they've dabbled in that instead of it being like federations of whatever, or countries within like planets, planetary whatever. In this case, they're just like, hey, what if it's the fucking corporations you got to be on the watch for? And that's a very fun modern twist on a classic Gundam tale. Lastbrook says, G-Witch definitely is moving too fast for a show that still has 9 more episodes. I mean, some people would say that season 1 moved too slow. I think we're due for. Well, I'll say this, Lashbrook. It's moving too fast if there is not another reveal or twist. There's more to the story that we don't know. I'm not one of those people that's like, if they don't hit all the beats in The Tempest, then they fucked up. Because, like, sure, yes, they have names from The Tempest. It's a vibe. There's some vibes to it. But I'm not saying, like, I'm not one of those people that's like, it has to actually, this, and this has to happen because that happens in The Tempest. And so they need to, like, no, I'm not going to go that far. But I do think that, like, there's more to tell. There's more to the story. And we're probably getting there. Like, we haven't really met, maybe we have. Have we met a character that Suletta can't defeat with Ariel? Like, I don't know if we have. We might have. It might actually be Ariel. We might have a Suletta versus Ariel fight at some point. I don't know. I don't know what goes on. But I don't know right now if we've introduced a character that, other than her mother, I don't know if we've introduced a character that Suletta can't defeat right now. It has to rise above. So there's more to go on in there. But I've enjoyed it very much. I think it is worth checking out. I can't tell you if the dub is good or not because I have not watched any of the dub other than try to figure out the pronunciation of the Alfred because I just did not know how to say that name. But going to the other series that I watched, my other Sunday show that I generally watch, Sunday night or Monday, depending on what's going on with me. But I did watch the Aristocrats' Otherworldly Adventure, Serving Gods Who Go Too Far. Oh no. They sent, Kane got a mansion. Our young boy, who's now a baron at a very young age, got himself a mansion. But it's old and kind of run down because it was taken from somebody at some point. But that's not a problem at all because our boy has magic. So he renovates the place and modernizes it and it's good and everything's looking good. He hires Sylvia, who we've met previously, to kind of work for him. He has some maids. He's got a butler who we'll see a bunch of named Colin. His older half brothers are around visiting, so he wants to go see them and kind of show off the mansion. And his dad is just like, hey, we haven't really talked about this, but you got to invite the other nobles to kind of have a, hey, I'm a baron, this is my house. You gotta do some stuff, and then they'll come over, and they'll appreciate that, right? So he's like, okay. So he's like, I'll serve some Japanese food, based on my homeland, because they won't have that, so that'll be neat. People will like that. And I noticed not a lot of people have glassware, so I'll make some glasses. Everybody has some glass, and that'll be cool. And then the king wants to come because, of course, he's engaged to the princess, and the king normally doesn't go to those kinds of things, but he shows up. And one of the things he wanted to put in his foyer was a stuffed monster that he had killed, which of course was a dragon. And everyone was really impressed / freaked the fuck out. Numerous people fainted because it's perfect. It's a perfect looking taxidermy. And they're like, what? What's going on with this dude? The king really likes the alcohol and the glasses. And then the Marquis, who was against our boy Kane being knighted or being married to Baron, he's been really shitty. He shows up late because, of course, he does. Because he was throwing his weight around. And he criticizes the food and he insults everyone and he's mad about the dragon statue. And then he's like, make it up to me. Give me all of this glassware as a gift. So he's trying to throw his weight around. And then, of course, Kane let him say all that stuff because he knew that he was like, hey, you arrived after the king did. And it's I can't give you all this glass because I have to give some of it to the king. So then, of course, the Marquis is embarrassed and apologizes and runs away. and like really shows him. But of course, also, what did Kine just do, everybody? Well, he used the king in order to, get revenge on this guy. So then he gets lectured by the king. Because he shouldn't treat his future father-in-law so casually. Which is like, yeah, you're right. You're right, dude. You know what? You know what, king? You know what's going on. And that's that episode. Again, very breezy, very easy watch. If you were looking for an overpowered main character anime, where you're never worried for anybody and everything's going to be okay, and it's weird, but you're like, sure. Well, you probably should watch the other one that I've been watching. The other that's very similar to this. I got a cheat ability in a different world and became extraordinary even in the real world, because that's better than this one. But they're both fine. You should also maybe go back and watch season 1 of Kuma 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 Baer, because season 2, Kuma 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 Baer Punch, is here, and that's also probably better than this. Anyway, it's an easy watch. This one is an easy one, and I do like it, even if I do think that there are other ones you could watch instead of this, and maybe you enjoy it more. We have some time left in the stream before we raid somebody else, and I mean, we're probably going to raid Mary Kish if she's streaming. But this is the part of the stream where I want to hear from you, friends. What are you watching right now? What's got you going? What's you happy? What games are you playing? Are you going to try Redfall, even though people seem to really dislike it? Are you playing Star Wars on the PlayStation or Xbox, or trugging along on the PlayStation or the PC? Like, what's up? What are people up to? What do they got going on? While you start writing some stuff, Doodle says today's KKK BP was fun, fighting golems. Nice. Omega 9 says you're playing Redfall. It's got a lot of performance issues, but looks like a good game. Well, nice. That is a game that my friends who constantly, we have a Discord. These are my old school. These are my Halo 2 friends. I've got some friends that we played Infinite. We go back to Infinite now and again. We move on. We try different stuff. These are some Left 4 Dead friends and a nice collective of lovely people. We got some people that hadn't been around for a while, came back for Halo Infinite, which was fun. Some people that are like, should we be playing Overwatch 2? I don't know. I had a few of them being like, are we going to be playing Redfall? And I said no to that, but I'm not opposed to them playing it, so I'm probably going to be hearing more about Redfall soon. John says, been enjoying some Advance Wars 1 and 2 Remake and Earth Defense Force 5. Hell yeah, enjoy both those. Ghostfowl built some shelves, one for an air conditioner. Hell yeah, get that air conditioner on the shelf. Don't be worrying about that air conditioner. The rest for Gunpla storage. Hell yeah, store that Gunpla. Still caught up on G-Witch and Skip and Loafer. Started on Cassette Beasts, which seems to be pretty good so far. Heard good things about Cassette Beasts. Also, Skip and Loafer. That's a show I might go back to. Skip and Loafer and my Clueless Childhood Friend are the two shows this season that I stopped watching that I probably will start watching again, because I think both of them there was something about both of them. I just think I wasn't in the right mindset for my Clueless Childhood Friend, because there's just so much of this girl trying to be okay with the life that she's led, and trying to also be accepting of the changes that are there within the addition of a friend of her, a new friend. Let's see. Lord Crashington's been playing more Star Wars Jedi Survivor on PS5, liking it a lot. The writing the prequel trilogy droids that are all over the first big area in the game is great and silly fun. I mean, those droids are fun. Yes, the droids as comic relief is consistently very good. I totally understand why that would be something that you'd be into. Let's see. We need A1. Going on here. Let's see. Still playing Metroid Prime. Thinking about getting back into Minecraft, says Lashbrook. Okay. Well, enjoy your, maybe you're going to get back into fucking Minecraft, Lashbrook. That could be cool. Crazies is struggling through Final Fantasy 12. Picked up Live Alive for PS5. Put a pause on Like a Dragon Ishin. There's a lot to Like a Dragon Ishin, so I could see taking a break on that. I'm playing Jedi Survivor, which is quite a fun game. I'm predisposed to enjoy Star Wars games. Take that with a grain of salt. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not like I hold KOTOR in high regard. But I'm not like I don't buy games because they're Star Wars games. I buy good games that happen to be, Star Wars games. That's kind of been my MO. So yeah, I really enjoyed KOTOR back in the day. But I haven't loved all of them. I thought Force Unleashed was fun. Pretty fun. I don't expect myself. I have this on a wish list. There will be a time at some point in my life where I play this Star Wars game, but it's not something where I'm going to go out of my way to get it now. I'm just not. Shadow of the Empire is the best Star Wars game. Yeah. I think Knights of the Old Republic is the best Star Wars game. And I don't think it's even close, but to each their own. Everybody's got their thing. Everybody's got their show or their game. That's their game. I understand. And mine's KOTOR. If you like Force Unleashed, this is way better. I'm sure it is. It seemed pretty fun. I just know that my computer wouldn't love it. My computer might like it, but I know that my computer would not love it. So, hey, we're almost done with this kit because all we have left is the side and then one weapon. So we might go a little past 11 here. I don't think we will because we have 20 minutes, but we're going to finish this kit tonight. I did not know I thought we would be finishing this on Thursday. I did not know we'd be finishing this kit tonight, which is fine. I think that's totally okay. I'm totally happy with that. But yeah, we're going to be finishing this up. And if we stay a little long, we stay a little long to do that. Because there's no point in I'm body complete and I have a gun to build. No, I'm not going to, only do weight and only do the gun then. Because, yeah, let me just double check. Oh, well, actually, we got a gun and a shield. That's not going to take too long. We got a gun and a shield. I was wrong. There is more to do. But we're going to finish this kit up tonight. We'll stay a little later. Because I like finishing up. I like saying, hey, tonight we're starting a new kit. It's fun to start a new kit. So we might as well begin the our kit that comes with a sheet that just tells me where to put all these goddamn stickers. So we'll start. This will be Thursday. We're going to begin this kit. And also a thing that's just hey, only build this one part in this color. These are all the same. Only building that. Build these, but don't build those. But build these, but don't build those. I got a lot of work to do with that when time comes. Crazy says, as much as I love Star Wars, I have boycott against EA. I understand that it's a good game, but I can't support a company as greedy as them and the side of the graveyard they have. I understand. I mean, everybody's got their hey, I've said this, right? Obviously, I have a lot of problems with Blizzard and how Blizzard has run its company and its employees. That might not be enough for me to prevent me from getting Diablo 4. And that's a choice that everybody can make, and I understand that, and I respect that. I'm not going to be yeah, but, the game's going to be good. No, I'm not going to say that at all. Get the game if you want, if you don't want to get an EA game, don't get an EA game. I understand. Like I said, I totally understand if people are yeah, I'm passing on Diablo 4 because of very credible, understandable reasons. But yeah, totally get it. I'm probably going to get Diablo 4. I'm probably going to have hopefully a very good time with it. I don't know if I'm going to stream Diablo 4. That, I don't know if I'm going to cross that threshold. But I'm definitely going to play it. Because I think it'll be fun. Did you see the weird AI-generated beer commercial that's made the rounds on Twitter? No, I don't give a fuck about AI anything. So I saw the tweet, and I saw some images that people were posting about the thing. Here's the only AI I care about. My buddy Rara, Vectroid, makes real weird images using AI to promote her streams. And that's the kind of the only AI I care about. So like I know I didn't watch the bad commercial that people were like, Hollywood's going to be in trouble. It's like, really? Did that commercial have a plot? Did it have hands that look good? Because I don't think Hollywood's in trouble. Like, society is in trouble because deep fakes are going to get easier and easier to make. Like, that AI shit where, like, you can very easily make, you can make voice, AI voices of people that fool automated bank systems. So that sounds awful. But yeah, no, I don't watch like, hey, check out this AI thing. I just don't click on it. Yes, last week that was the one where people were like Hollywood. Hollywood is gonna be over. Not that Hollywood's over, but Hollywood needs to watch out because in a couple of years, they're gonna get replaced by bad looking shit that no one wants to look at. Like if you cannot overcome the uncanny valley, lean into it. Make it weird looking. Like, do I actually think that those AEW Games T-shirts are actually done by AI? I do. I think someone got paid. Not that someone got paid to make some glitch looking kind of 8-bit cool vibe like cyberpunky shirts, and then that person used AI and then refined it and then maybe like removed an eye that didn't make any sense. So I don't think AEW just had AI make their t-shirts. I think they had a person do it and that person ripped them off. But the fact that they're selling those shirts means that they're fools because they look awful. It's only something that's acceptable on the internet where there's no standards. Yes, exactly. Like I said, you want to make some weird shit. You want to use AI predictive to help you like write subtitles for a thing. Like there's something interesting about like there are programs right now where okay, so there's no English subtitles for this show, this movie. There's a movie on YouTube without English subtitles, but there is a French subtitle because it was released in France. There are AI programs where you can put in the French script along with the Japanese dialogue, and it will translate and put the subtitles on the movie, and then you can sync them together. And it takes a lot of processing power, and it takes a very long time to do it. And that's not auto like because people are like, oh, well then translators are going to be out of a job. Well, it's not. It's using the context of one. So it's like, well, it wasn't ever subtitled in English. It was subtitled in French. The French subtitles still have to exist. It's not just auto translating based on just audio. It's using the thing. So it's like there is more work to it, and that's like at least interesting. That's something that I'm like, this seems cool and could be neat. I don't want it. I'm not here for it, but it is interesting, and I can see the value in it. As a tool for whatever, I find value in it. As a replacement or an alternative, I find next to no value. That's where I come down on AI. Like, oh, we made this animated short that has, it's just a collection of scenes. It has no script. And, like we're taking on big Hollywood. Like we're democratizing Hollywood. We're like, with your thing that's just stolen art that doesn't look good? Okay, enjoy taking on Hollywood, I guess. I don't fucking know. Good luck. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little down on all of it. I just kind of roll my eyes and say whatever. Like, the people who are actually going to really be affected by all of this, the people that are really in trouble, the people that write weird short stories in and around their recipes, the people that use SEO that way, those people are the ones that are actually in trouble from all this AI. Like those folks are in trouble because generate a story that is 50 words and include this recipe. You can do that. You can do that in ChatGPT, like no problem. You could generate all day long the garbage that people have to write to fill out a page so it's not just the recipe. Hollywood can't even do a consistent good job with CG, much less the mess this AI generated CG. Yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of people working overtime. Basically, these kind of things are going to be like a jump start. I know some people that are like, oh, I use ChatGPT to like brainstorm. I'll be like, give me 8 things to write about and a topic that I want to write about, and it'll give me suggestions, and then I can like take those suggestions. I'm like, okay. I mean, you could just instead have a conversation with a friend of yours and spitball some ideas, and you might find even better ideas than what ChatGPT is giving you. And now that folks are having to identify how to like find them for like people that are, people are like, well, everyone's going to use that for writing homework. Well, it's not going to read like you. So you just, schools are going to have to do more like you have to write this essay right now on paper in class. So I get a handle of your writing process. So I know when words you won't use show up. But I'm positive that somebody is figuring out a way to help teachers identify stuff that was written with AI. Like, that's going to be software that schools just buy, and you just run a program in the same way that, hey, there are folks that know when you just copied something from Wikipedia. They don't even have to go to Wikipedia anymore. There are programs that teachers have that can just tell them when you're using that shit. So they don't even need to worry about that anymore. It's just like, going to be easier. In the same way that websites are going to want to start using that or are using that stuff to write articles or fill in articles, they're also going to know how to call out people who are using it as, because they're like, well, write me 150 words about a preview coverage of Breath of the Wild, and you're like, what? Oh, well, let me run this through my filter to make sure you didn't just use ChatGPT for this. Oh, you did. Fuck off. I got to put more stickers on here. Our last 2 stickers got to go on this gun, our big weird gun, and then we'll build a shield. Then we'll be done. We're probably gonna go a little past 11, but we're gonna get this done. This one here. To be fair, Hollywood CG might be better if FX Studios had any protections at all and weren't designed to be grounded to dust. Yes. If companies didn't go out of business, if FX companies didn't go out of business because they weren't getting paid on time by the major companies and working on spec and changes were made that they have to do and no one's going to get paid for that shit and all that other stuff, and people aren't ground to dust, then yes, CG would be better. A big portion, reason why CG is rough is because of people just use it as like directors who don't know how to light for it just use it, and they're like, hey, we changed the script in the scene. We'll fix it in CG. We'll do some CG later and fix it up. She's like, that's not how it works. It's not how that works. All right, that's the end of this. No, there's one more sticker. I think it's probably a sticker for the shield, maybe. I don't know. I got one sticker here. If it's for something else and I missed it, I'll figure that out. But there's one more. We'll find out in a second if I fucked up or not. But let's panel line this. Our gun here. Crazy just lost a sticker. That happens, unfortunately. Yeah. We fucked up a sticker here on our hands, but we'll never even see that spot. So it's okay. It happens. Because this gun is all white, we're going to hit it with the gray. This is the quick and dirty method. Just running my marker. I have Gundam marker here in gray. Just running it over, ending the indents, and then we'll hit the eraser, which will clean up everything but some of the lines, and it'll look real nice. In your arm hair. Yep. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I find it on the other side of the X-Acto blade that I use, and it's just like, oh, that's where that ended up? Okay, sure. All right, hit this here. Just hitting this quick. Because I haven't said it out loud on stream, I don't think, because it's been happening kind of in the background. I support the writer's strike. Solidarity with workers. I am not a member of SAG-AFTRA. I am not a member of the Writers Guild of America, the people that are most likely going to go on strike, but I fully support them. Because I want people to, like, oh, well, we have to cut costs, and we have to do this, and we have to do all that. And it's like, okay, why don't you cut your bonuses? Oh, you don't want to cut your bonuses? Cool. Well, then shut up about it and just pay what people are worth. Like, they're not even asking for what they're worth. They're just asking for a little bit more of what they had and some guarantees. They're trying to return to a time where a writer's salary was enough. And it is increasingly not enough. So I fully support the Writers Guild of America. It will also have a trickle-down effect and will be beneficial to the Directors Guild of America and the Screen Actors Guild and AFTRA and their deals going forward. This is an important first step. Look, we did get more reality TV because of the writer's strike, but that was not the reason why. Those things were approved anyway. But nobody wants a writer's strike because it's bad. It's bad for everybody. So hopefully they won't come to a strike and a deal will be made. But I'm also a little worried about that. So I don't know. All right, all I have left is the shields. We got to build the shield. Okay, no, I did have one sticker left, and I don't know where that sticker is supposed to go. But there is one sticker that I cannot figure out where that was supposed to be, and that happens. I don't know where that one was supposed to go. It's okay. It's okay that I don't know. I'll figure it out someday. We do have the... Nah, I'm not going to build that. We got like the battle mode parts that we can put on the front and the back instead, but we're just going to leave it as is. All we're going to do is we're going to build a shield, and we will call it quits after we complete the shield here. And we can do the, we can just build the shield, and then we will be done with this kit. But yeah, I support the upcoming strike. I have a fun history with the previous writer's strike. Previous writer's strike was led to me doing some strike shows, supporting the strike, not crossing the picket line, but my job at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater allowed me to be a tech for a Saturday Night Live episode that did not air on television. I am the only non-NBC employee to ever work on tech for Saturday Night Live, because we ran an episode. Some of the sketches were stuff that were never going to make air, or they were working on before the strike happened, and eventually, like characters, the French stand-up. I forget his name, but there was a bit about a French. Jutelor was his like catchphrase that like debuted that Tracy had been working on. Not Tracy. No, Tracy showed up for that, but that was a Keenan character that he just like practiced. It was a really fun night. I did that. There was a 30 Rock on strike, which was just them reading an episode. Colbert Report on strike, which was them kind of like doing an episode for like cast and crew. It was really fun. And then the SNL on strike, which there's a documentary about it that never actually made it out anywhere, but was still cool. I met Nora Jones because of that, because Andy Samberg convinced Nora Jones to come out, and they did Iran, their parody of Iran about Saddam, and that Nora Jones hung out in the tech booth at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater while she waited to go on and asked me questions. She was like, "Why is it lit like this?" I'm like, "Because it was a red lighting." She's like, "Why do you have it red in here?" I'm like, "Well, I don't want anybody that's out there to look in here. Like, the hope is that the bright lights they'll look on stage." She's like, "Oh, that makes sense." I was like, "Great, thanks, Nora Jones." That was a fun, weird. That was a very weird experience overall. That wasn't the weirdest interaction I've had, but that was one of them. I'd just be like explaining to Nora Jones why it was lit like it was in my tech booth. But yeah, that show was very fun, and cool, and that was the best thing that happened at the writers' strike, as far as I'm concerned, of the time. That weird, cool show, and then I'm glad that it didn't last as long as it did. Seems like even non-actors are getting shortchanged on pay by being reclassed from regulars to recurring to get less pay and no health care. Yeah, I mean, like, yes, the Screen Actors Guild / the AFTRA, the Actors Federation, are also good. So here's the thing. SAG-AFTRA doesn't have to strike if the Writers Guild, like, strikes or they cave to the Writers Guild. If a cave happens, if people go "Oh, we are not in a position to," we all right, give them whatever they want. Like, if that happens or they negotiate, then the Screen Actors Guild doesn't, and they benefit as well because they will probably be next. So it is in everyone's best interest to support the strike as best as possible. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. We might eventually start hearing some weird shit from stuff that's like, "Oh, we don't have any writers for this show. We're doing it live." You might see some written by AI bits and all that. The late night people will definitely still run. It was really weird when they did that. It was very strange. There's no more Conan to go wild without writers. Yes, but there's still plenty of fucking people who will cross the picket line they'll do it to keep the job, so people have a job to come back to. Sure. Yeah, it's all fucked, but hopefully it will be less fucked, and it will be over shortly for my Writers Guild friends. Because that's a rough time. It's rough for everybody on that. All right. We don't need the attachments because you can put this on the back. We're not going to worry about any of the attachments of this kit. We're just going to finish it, and then we're going to panel line this, and then we'll be done. I saw people posting videos of Conan just spinning his wedding ring during the last strike. Yes. I mean, some of that stuff was wild. It was interesting TV, certainly. The late night host who theoretically, we're not writing anything, even though I'm a writer on the show, but because I'm also in management, I'm not technically a writer, so I'm not crossing the picket line. And we didn't do we did an outline, but that's not technically writing. And then all of this is going to be improvised, and all that. And all the non-union folks chomping at the bit to be oh, I still remember these motherfuckers talking about how well, if there's a writer's strike in New York, maybe they'll be filming more stuff in other cities to get around it, and maybe we can get some work. And it's just fuck off. You want the strike to end for your future. Don't give up on your present. Don't try to make a couple bucks right now being a scab, because people don't fucking forget that shit. All right, we're done with this kit. This kit is completed. We have finished the Turn 8 Gundam. We will be working on a new kit, which I will show you the photo of right now. The Zeta 3. This is the Zeta 3 real grade, which has some lovely colors to it, because this is the Karaba version, and we'll be working on that kit. Good old Mr. Mustache. Yes, we've completed Mr. Mustache. Mobile suits are non-gendered, but this is obviously a gentleman with a mustache. Like, there's no other way to look at that kit. But yeah, got another kit coming up that we're working on, the Zeta, on Thursday. We are going to go on a raid here coming up in a second. Reminder that as we set up for that my next stream will be tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, but it's not a model kit building stream, because on Tuesdays I do something that isn't model kit building. I will be playing, just as we always end with a raid. I didn't know they did a real grade. You have a Gundam base HE Zeta 3. Nice, yeah. This is it's an early real grade. It's one of the first real grades, and it's a nightmare because it's because they didn't want to do color correcting parts, but they didn't want to rely solely on stickers. It's a ton of, like, there's 3 different E's, and you only use some parts of some colors of the different E's to make it a Zeta 3, but that was the Zeta 3 real grade. And then to make this version of that, it has a ton of stickers, so it defeats the purpose of just giving you too many extra parts. Like, I'm going to have a lot of extra parts. As Omega 9 says, if everyone wants to subscribe and get us to 40 so that we're 40 tomorrow, you can do that. You have to sub. You could become a subscriber. You don't have to. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it on Thursday. It'll be nice when we do it. But yes, my next stream is tomorrow night. We're playing Persona 4 Golden with mods. I have a bunch of mods, and I have messed with the save to cheat. And it is a very easy experience playing Persona 4 Golden that way. So we'll be doing that. Hey, we just hit our sub goal. Omega did it himself and donated, gifted a sub to Toasted Coconut. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that, Omega. Thank you for gifting a sub. We are now 40 subscribers. It has not. Oh, it updated. Great. I was like, it has not updated. It did update. We did hit 40. So we hit our sub goal, which is rad. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. And now I won't talk about it until we dip below 40. But we are going to raid. We got to raid Mary Kish. Mary Kish is playing The Last Case of Benedict Fox. I don't know what this is, but I trust Mary to play cool indie games. Apparently it's on Game Pass, and it's a platformer. So Mary's either having a great time with this game or is frustrated. Either way, we love Mary Kish. It's a spooky Metroid, says Lord Crashton. That sounds great to watch. I don't want to play a spooky Metroid, but I will watch it. So we're gonna go raid Mary. She's great. You'll enjoy. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Thank you for hanging past 11 p.m. Because I wanted to finish the kit. Thanks for coming on this raid. I hope you come back tomorrow for some Persona 4 or for Thursday for that real grade Zeta 3. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for all the raids. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thanks for hanging out. Talk to you soon. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.